Hello everybody, my name is Brandon Kibet, and today we're doing a presentation for the AVS 3220 International Flight Planning Project. For the project, we had to plan a route internationally from a US departure point to an international destination, and we also had to choose the aircraft that we're going to use on the route and actually plan the route and check on the local requirements at the destination city. So for my route, I chose to fly from Newark Liberty International Airport to Milan Linate in the city of Milan, Italy. The background is that my company has been contracted to arrange international travel by Liberty Media, which runs a Formula One sweepstakes. They have 7 winners from the North American region who are going to be attending the 2020 Italian Grand Prix, and with them are also 2 Formula One hospitality personnel to accompany them for the trip. We chose to take off from Newark and land specifically in the city of Milan because we have signature flight support at both airports, which will help us in most of the arrangements, local arrangements in terms of taxi services, fueling, aircraft storage, and for even have like pilot lounges and etc. So the flight will be direct from Newark to Linate Airport. The aircraft will be using the Gulfstream G550. This is specifically a pre-owned 2018 model that costs $19.5 million. It has a maximum range of 6,750 nautical miles with a service ceiling of 51,000 feet. The maximum takeoff weight is 91,000 pounds, and the takeoff distance is 5,910 feet, and a landing distance of 2,770 feet. We'll be cruising at a normal speed of 488 knots, and the fuel consumption is going to be 358 gallons per hour. With this information, we can go ahead and do our weight and balance for this flight. So adding all the 7 winners on board with the 2 Formula One personnel and the 2 crew, we have a payload of 2,319 pounds, including the luggage. If we include fuel, which I'm going to be bringing 6,000 gallons in fuel, which comes to 36,000 pounds. Will come to a total of takeoff weight of 85,319 pounds, which is below the 91,000 maximum takeoff weight. The landing weight, after we expect to burn 4,000 gallons or 24,000 pounds in fuel, we expect to land at 61,319 pounds. The distance is going to be 3,630 nautical miles. And on the left side, you can see the weight and balance calculated with the envelope along with the chart legend to help us. So the green dot is our takeoff CG, which is within the limits of the flight envelope. And the yellow dots are the fuel burn CG as we progressively fly and use up fuel. And the blue is the landing CG, center of gravity, as you can see, well within the flight envelope, so this is going to be a safe flight. For this flight, this aircraft is equipped with avionics, mostly from Honeywell. It has a Honeywell Plane View TM that includes 4 screens we see in front of us on the left side. It also has micro internal reference systems. We have 3 air data modules and 3 flight NZ2000 flight management systems. The aircraft is also equipped with a TCAS 2000 system and is capable of WAAS, LPV. It also fitted with us MCS 7000 plus satellite communication, and we can receive satellite weather. We have a multi-region airborne information system and ADS-B out. The aircraft is also equipped with DME and VR. For navigation, we also have part of this runway air awareness advisory system for aircraft, which will be especially helpful in Milan in case of like low visibility on the runway due to fog or anything else. For this flight, this will be our international flight plan according to the ICAO standards. Starting with box 7, the aircraft registration is on November 836 Mike Foxtrot. Our flight rules and going to be instrument, and the type of flight is general aviation, so you need to do the Golf. With Golf, it's when flying one aircraft, the G5550, and the weight turbulence category is medium, since this aircraft is more than 15,000 pounds and less than 3,000 pounds. The equipment in box 10A, that is navigation equipment, is we have standard equipment, we have DME, we have INS, we do have PVN capabilities and RVSM and MPNS capabilities. For surveillance, we have mode C, we have a mode C transponder and ADSB out. Our departure airport is Newark. We'll be leaving at around 1830 Zulu, cruising at 448 nautical miles at flight level 445. The route from Newark will be direct to LV, to the call VOR, to Dixie, Dave's, Fort. We enter the North Atlantic track at Moosac, then exit at Rodel, and then continue the route to Epuna, Gapley, the Din VOR, Odina. Odina is where we expect to start our initial transition to the ILS into the airport. The destination is Lunate Airport. Estimated time is going to be, en route is going to be 8 hours and 8 minutes. Alternate airports are listed also as Gander International in Canada and Shannon Airport in Europe once we exit the North Atlantic tracks. On other information, we do have, for space-based navigation, we do have capabilities of DME, VR DME, and INS or IRS. We also have mode S transponder with hex code Alpha Bravo 6 Foxtrot Bravo Delta. Supplementary information is we're carrying fuel enough for 16 hours and 45 minutes in flight with 11 people on board. Emergency radios, we have our VHF radios, and we have maritime survival equipment according to Part 921-509. Aircraft is white and the pilot in command is near Titch with the contact information as displayed. Now that we have our flight plan, this is the route. I'm going to review the route we're going to be flying. As you can see, it's mostly almost a northern it's a northern route, but the last point we'll be flying over is Canada, and we'll be flying south of Greenland and Iceland. So the next point we're going to be coming across is Ireland and the UK before we fly over France and Italy, into Italy. This is basically just showing the routes as entry points into the North Atlantic track, Mosaic, and exiting at Rodel, Epuna, and all the way to Odina, where we should expect to start our transition to descend to the runway. Important note to make is that Odina is right around the border between Italy and Switzerland, so we should make note of that to obtain necessary permits. As we said, Odina is the Odina 1R runway 36 transition is what we expect to fly once we get to Italy. As shown below, we're going to fly Odina to the Serrano VOR down to Unda, and about 8 miles south we'll be transitioning to the ILS 36 runway, starting from Dixa to Sorup and eventually down to the runway 36. This is Milan Lunate Airport. Elevation is 353 feet with a runway length of 8,012 feet. Once we touch down, signature flight support is located to the west, on the west apron of the airport, and can be contacted using the frequency 131410. The alternate airports, as mentioned earlier, include Gander International in Canada, as the last point before we get to the North Atlantic track, and Shannon Airport as the first point after we exit. We also have Milan Malpensa Airport, which is an airport located around to the northwest of the city of Milan. That is in case we are not able to make a landing at Linate Airport. The flight requirements include we'll have to get insurance documents with worldwide coverage or with country-specific coverage. Pilots will need to have restricted radio telephone operator license. We need a letter of authorization for AVS semi-Atlantic crossing. We also have to have Part 91 509 overwater survival equipment kit. And we need to bring up with us aircraft logbook and registration documents. On the flight, we need to consider permits for overflight and landing. We said we'll be flying, after taking off from the US, we'll be flying over Canada. So we need to obtain overflight permit there, and we need to obtain one from France as well. And for Italy, it will be the landing permits. We'll be employing the help of worldairops.com as they can file permits on our behalf. We'll be filing for non-scheduled permits, and the requirements for this include the aircraft certificate of registration, certificate of airworthiness, insurance, documents showing worldwide coverage and country-specific coverage. We'd also need to have the pilot license and medical with the crew. Upon landing in Italy, the entry requirements at the port of entry are going to be, we do not need a visa if you're staying for less than 90 days, as Italy is part of the visa waiver program. But we do, however, need to fill a self-declaration form for contact tracing due to COVID-19. This flight is permitted since this is Liberty Media operating on business of paying its client and rewarding them with their prize after their sweepstakes. So we are allowed to fly passengers into Italy, even though it's for a Formula One Grand Prix race. On top of that, everybody on board has to have a valid negative PCR COVID test. It's valid only if it was taken within the 96 hours before arrival. And once we get there, Liberty Media is going to have make arrangements for all the winners, including the F1 personnel, in terms of shuttling them from the airport to the racetrack. And Signature Flight is going to offer support to hotel booking and rental services for our flight crew for the weekend. I hope if you're one of the winners who's going to be going on board, that you have a lovely weekend and may your favorite driver win. Thank you.